Hello everyone, Elite Gamer here, and welcome one and all back to part 6 of my Let's Play Resident Evil Director's Cut. Okay, so we will be heading back to the mansion, have no fear of that. But before we do, we just want to check for some additional health pickups or anything, see if I've missed anything. And then soon I'll just double check to see if I've missed anything health wise, I'll pop off back to the mansion. Okay. Let's see what there is to see, shall we? Blue herb, huh? Fine by me, I'll take that. Right, onto the mansion we go. Of course, getting there will be half the battle. What we find lying in wait for us, well, that'll be an entirely different battle, to say the least. Oh, batteries, hang on one sec, I forgot to put the blue herb back in the blooming item box, hang on. Because there's no point in bringing that with us if... Yeah, because, I mean, dogs and, zombie dogs and, like, the zombies themselves, they can't poison us, as far as I'm aware. But... having said that, the smaller snakes, they can, but they're not too much of a hindrance if you literally run like the clappers. And just don't stop running for all you're worth. But I know what you're thinking, yeah, well, that's easier said than done, but then, as long as you get the patterns down and memorise how the enemy moves, then you've got a lot in the way of a fighting chance. Just got to make your pitch throughout the game and as best you can and make it good. Right, let's throw that up. Alright, off to the mansion we go. I mean it this time. Look out. Doggies at 12 o'clock. Oh, no, don't try to nibble me, Mr. Dog, I don't want that, no. Nope. Blimey. I understand, Doggy, that the only reason you're trying to attack me is in game is because you're under the influence of a virus that's making you attack anyone who looks really tasty and looks like someone you want to tear to ribbons, but you don't really need to be doing that to me, or even trying it for that matter. Sorry snakes, I've got someplace to be. As far away from you guys as possible. Through the gate we go, then on to the next bit. Oh, it's those damn dogs again. You crummy canine, who said you could do that? You crudball commercial of a canine. You're losing brownie points for that, Chief, I'm telling you that now. Huh. So somehow I'm on green health. Don't understand how I'm on good health after being hit by a dog, but that's it, I'll take it. Be good, interesting, but I'll take it. Okay, then what's going to come through now, I should wonder. Well, let's just see whoever's coming and knocking from this door. Nothing nice is coming. and whatever it's coming to bear, it's most certainly not coming to bear a box of milk tray. This creature is called the Hunter, and it's one of the most lethal style mini bosses, if you will, in the game. Essentially, I'm going to class it as a mini boss. You've used the mansion key, well, helmet key technically. Essentially, I class it as a mini boss because it can decapitate you even if you're on full health, whether you're Jill or Chris, whenever it jolly well chooses. So always be on your guard with these tenacious green-skinned creatures. They don't mess about, and they will end your player without a second or third thought if they get half a chance to do it. Typical. This would have to offer me Fapin Magnum rounds when I haven't got the Fapin Magnum. Now, I do know how to get the Magnum, but I think trying to get the Magnum is just going to cost us more ammunition waste than it's worth. And, you know, even with the bazooka to take on hunters as an additional precaution, because I know how dangerous and rapacious and cunning they are, I would rather just try to, you know, carry on without the Colt Python, the Magnum. Because, you know, unless you're playing as Chris Redfield, then you kind of need the Magnum. Because if you're Chris Redfield, you don't have access to the bazooka that you get off Forest Spear, because the bazooka is only an exclusive weapon you can pick up in Jill's playthrough, regardless of what difficulty you play on. And that medal you saw in the inventory box, that's going to be very helpful later on in game. And even this menacing music and the titular sounds these hunters make when they walk around, even when you can't see them but you can hear them off screen, it's such a knock-on effect to the heart rate that it just makes them all the more foreboding as an enemy. Especially if you're unlucky enough to encounter them as they packed with twos or threes or whatever, if you're really severely unlucky, because even with auto aim you can only hit one enemy at a time. We take the shells. Why the blooming well not? Of course a blooming well. Okay, put the Eagle medal away until we need it later on, because otherwise it's going to take up space in the inventory box or Jill's woefully tight pockets, and we can't have that. I mean, you know, Jill may be able to carry 8 items in a given situation or go, but then it's not like Jill's got unlimited areas to put these blooming things, pocket to pocket. We'll take the first aid spray, yes. We've got acid rounds as well. They'll be essentially helpful. Now, the biggest annoyance, well, it's more of a nitpick than an annoyance, but the biggest nitpick with the bazooka in this first game. So whatever ammunition is inside the bazooka, so if you pick up the bazooka at the beginning of the game and you have additional ammo, say acid rounds, and you want to swap out the difference, you can't do that. It's completely impossible to swap out the ammo caches as opposed from one ammo deficiency to another. The minute you pick up the bazooka, whatever ammunition is in it stays in the difference, and you won't be able to switch out to a different ammo capacity, say acid rounds or otherwise, until the bazooka runs out of shots or rounds or missiles or whatever, Only when the bazooka runs out of ammunition will it allow you to switch over to a different ammo capacity. And, well, then you only have about 3 ammo capacities I can even think of. No, Chief. The 3 ammo capacities for bazooka you have, as far as I'm aware, are explosive rounds, which really do a phenomenal amount of damage to hunters. I mean, it's essentially a one-hit shot, instant death, to the point where it makes the Magnum look like nothing. Flame rounds, which they're good for damaging certain enemies, I suppose. Might help against the final boss or whatever ammo we're using near the end of the game. And then last but not least, you've got the acid rounds. Well, acid rounds, they can be handy in more ways than many could practically imagine. They can be really save the day in boss fights or really tedious moments when you need them most. And they're more than enough to put a cramper in a hunter's day. Well. Visit our arch nemesis Yawn. Well, it's shoot or die now, folks, because we can't avoid this fight. The first encounter with Yawn, you can avoid him completely as an optional choice, but now you ain't got that option. Because if we don't win this fight, Yawn's basically going to turn our video game character and heroine into basically, well, a bipedal humanoid KFC for a snake. Danger. Thank Feather bought that first aid spray. Try that on for size, you scaly lump of budgery. You're not so funny now, is it, when you've been shot with an acid round? That'd teach you to keep your teeth to yourself, won't it? It's too dark to see anything.
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
Oh, just a scathing snake who's tried to kill me. How's your day been so far,
Yes,
Barry?
but I can't see very well.
How about going down to check by yourself? I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
Wait.
We're not exactly standing here for my holidays, Barry.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
Barry? Barry?
Now, it's completely optional how you wish to play this game in this particular part of the segment of the game. But essentially, there's 2 choices the player can make. The player can either A, wait for Barry to come back and you get a free rope to basically find your way down and you haven't got to go around all the houses, or you can go and explore on your own. But the kick in the metaphoric kick in the teeth, of course, is that if you don't wait for Barry, you don't get a free rope to go all the way back up again, and you had to go the long way round. With the rope option,
Hey!
you got
Are you there, Jill?
a shorter way
Grab
back,
the rope!
which can be very helpful. Going up.
I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Sorry. I was really careless.
Are you okay, Barry? Maybe you're getting tired.
No, I'm all right. Don't worry. Jill, I found something.
Now the pass number Barry's given us. It's not necessarily and the most important thing. I mean, it's intriguing for people who want to, look into the difference and see where it leads. But
Thank you. I'll take this then.
But then, even then, and having said that, I mean, it's not like it's an imperative code that you need or an initial requirement you need to complete the game. It's just an optional extra or prerogative exclusively to Jill's campaign, not necessarily Chris's. In fact, I'm pretty much 1001% convinced that there's no way Chris could get that code, even if the player wanted to get him that code in game on these segments / campaign. Right, let's just have a look in this room. Actually, methinks. If I remember correctly, I think there's an additional cache of ammunition in this room. Of course, one of the best things for this game as well. So, oh hello, sorry, ink ribbon, thank you. So, say for instance you go into a room and you accidentally muck up the puzzle. Just say it doesn't entirely go your way, first time or otherwise. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because if a mistake comes about with any given puzzle, you can essentially leave the room, come right back in, and the puzzle would be reset right to the word go, as if nobody went in there to interface with the puzzle in the first place at all. So like now, see, I mean, like the puzzle, I made a little mistake there, so I'll just leave the room, come back, and it'll be right as rain, and I'll be able to have at it like I need to do to get at the category of ammunition which is hidden behind that little wall. Where we belong now. Right, so I'll just push this to one side, open that up. And here we have additional explosive rounds for the bazooka. That's perfectly fine with me. Heck, the more bazooka rounds or explosive rounds or whatever we can lay hands on, the better. And this isn't the first time I'm afraid we're going to encounter hunters throughout the game. So at the least, these green-skinned terrors aren't finished with us just yet. And we'll need all of our wits and cunning in this Let's Play to kind of navigate through their treacherous-clawed cunning tactics, and at the same time do everything we can to come through this Let's Play alive and unscathed. Well, as unscathed as we can possibly be when encountering them. Literally, the hunter has to be morning, noon and night the most craftiest, rapacious and volatilely deadliest enemy in any of the Resident Evil games. In fact, I'd even go as far to say that this incarnation of the hunter is the most lethalist incarnation of them all. But then sometime after this, I remember them being kind of lethal as heck as they were in this game in another video game RE style. But that's a game for another day. Right, so that's the end of this part of the Let's Play. Thanks for watching this part, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to you scoping out the next part of Resident Evil Director's Cut.